Every marriage has 3 rings. The engagement ring, the wedding ring, and the bicker ring. We're here to settle the fights that don't matter and have no winner. It's the 3 Rings Podcast with another new argument.
All right, it is the 3 Rings Podcast. Another week, another fight.
Not fight. Quit calling them fights.
They are kind of fights, though. They turn into fights.
Not really. I feel, once again, I feel like fighting indicates like something much more aggressive than what goes on. Spats, I'd be fine with. I think we need to alter the language around what's going on here.
All right. Well, another week, another round of bickering then.
Yeah,
is that
that's
better?
Perfect. Yeah,
okay.
Perfect.
That's a lot better. My name is Phil, and that over there laughing, the laughing is my wonderful wife, Lauren.
Yeah. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Thanks for sticking it out for another week.
I know. And so far, the first few weeks have gone all right.
Yeah.
We're still married.
Yes.
Yep. Thankfully.
I don't foresee anything changing in that regard.
I really don't, but with
we're not doing anything different, just there's microphones in front of us now.
Yeah, and with some of the recommendations that people have given us, I feel like they are kind of trying to like drive that wedge. Like they're like, no, we want to hear the nitty gritty shit. Like, come on.
Like, what suggestions have you been getting?
I don't know.
Mine's been stuff like who cooks versus who does the dishes.
Exactly.
Which I think
that's
Gabe
the
was.
wedge.
Shout out to Gabe. I think he was the one that submitted that one.
Gabe, you're trying to ruin this marriage.
Well, we've already got it worked out, but that's another story for another time.
Yeah. Well, for this week, I feel like this one is something that a lot of people, they either argue about or they're like 100% like on board. Like, I don't know if there's really a in between on this where people are just like, it's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's either one or the other, and you really lean one way or the other. And this week we're going to be talking about whether or not there should be a TV in the bedroom.
And, like, no matter which stance we take, I just want to say, no judgment for whatever you guys have chosen to do. This is just how we particularly feel in our marriage.
Yeah, you're welcome to chime in on social media at any point whenever you're listening to this. I mean, we're not all going to see eye to eye. That's kind of why we're doing this.
We had quite a few people, I think, for the Disney song who said that neither of us were right, that we were both totally wrong.
Yeah, I expected
Most of the people who did pick a side picked yours in that one.
Uh-huh.
But
as they should have.
I think I won the thermostat debate.
Yeah, you kind of did.
Yeah. I really feel like the thing that I think where you messed up with that one was telling me to sleep without a blanket on the bed.
Which in all fairness,
I think that's where everything took a downward turn for you.
But I think, and that's kind of my problem here. Is like I think that's bullshit because like we're looking at the main points and it's the points in the argument. You can't bring up something else that wasn't part of it.
You know,
it's just, but
this is how bickering goes in a marriage, though. You start on one thing, and then the next thing you know, you've like steamrolled into like how many blankets should be on the bed.
Yeah, well,
which like really like I mean, I feel like most of the time everything comes back to how many blankets should there be on the bed.
I mean, that's fair, but we're not going to talk about.
Although
blankets.
I do want to give everybody an update. Phil's now upgraded to 2 quilts
because
he has 2 quilts.
Yeah, because it's so goddamn cold.
I thought you would have been, considering where we're from, I thought you would have been made of sterner stuff than that.
Wow.
It's not that cold, that's all I'm saying.
Fuck was that? Jesus.
What? I didn't like question your manhood. I just said like
you did. Like, oh, you're not so tough, are you?
You're very manly.
Wimpy ass man. Can't take the fucking cold. Jesus. This is what I gotta put up with.
I really feel like you took that the wrong way.
It was said the wrong way.
Anyways, maybe and as how my apologies usually go in our marriage is I apologize for how I said that, but I stand by what I said.
Yeah, I know. I'm well aware of that one.
Okay, other than having 2 quilts on the bed, how's your week going?
It's been good.
Yeah.
I think the biggest downside to my entire week, it had nothing to do with us at home. It was actually at work, and I'm still fighting with my boss because of it. and I refuse to let this go.
Oh, God, I know where this is going.
Yeah. So we had employee evaluations recently, just a 1-year checkup, like, hey, it's a new year. Like, how's everything going type of deal. And there's a little form that, goes down the different things that, that we should be focusing on or, any of that. So we get a number for all of that. And, and it was prefaced with, 3 is good. It's a 1 to 5 scale. 3 is good. Like if you're completely failing, then yeah, you'll get a 1. But 5s are incredibly rare.
You have to be like Jesus level perfect to get a 5.
Yeah, or at least pretty damn close. So I had mine, and everything went well. I was very pleased with my outcome.
Yes, I'm not surprised.
Minus 1 category, and it cut very deep.
It's really been stuck in your craw. I mean, this is like happened earlier this week, and
it's only been a few days.
And like to it's been more than a few days. I feel like this happened early this week, and then just to like give you a peek behind the curtain, today's a Saturday that we're recording.
It happened on Thursday.
No, I thought it happened on. Okay. Anyways, I'm not going to argue with you about what day it happened.
I remember.
I think maybe you've talked about it so much that it feels like it's been a whole week.
Probably, because I'm very upset with this. So
clearly,
not to leave everybody in too much suspense. For professional attire, I got 3 out of 5, and
you take a lot of pride in your outfits.
My outfits,
Phil's
my appearance,
quite the fashion
my coordination,
yeah.
all of it. And I don't think there's a single person in this office that would argue that I am not the best, or at least one of the best dressed people in the office.
Yes, you take a lot of pride in
I
that.
got fucking 3 out of 5.
I think a lot of people would be surprised to know, like, that you are probably the better. Well, you're definitely the better dressed one out of the two of us. You're also the one who cares more. And
care so much.
Has more clothing.
Yes.
By far.
I do. I have more clothing. I don't know if I have more shoes than you.
Definitely not more shoes, but
I
mean, I don't really know how I amassed so many shoes.
God knows.
I don't really like shoe shopping. I don't like shoe shopping really at all. I have weird shaped feet.
Yeah, you really do. You have tiny toes.
Really?
You do.
Let's not delve too far into my feet for like all the. I don't really. It's not even like that feet gross other people out. It's like the people who like feet too much that freak me out. So we're gonna move right along.
Yeah.
On that one, I have more shoes than you, but you have more clothing in general and accessories.
Yeah, that's true. But either way, I take a lot of pride in that, and that pride took quite a hit.
Yeah.
And
I still think you look fabulous, honey.
Thank you. I'm
very handsome.
I'm not going to drop
dapper.
this for a while.
No, I know you won't.
I'm going to ride this wave for a bit.
You're not. I mean, at the best of times, you can be slightly prone to grudge holding.
Yeah, I'm very good at it. I'm incredibly good at it.
So I don't see this issue being dropped for quite a while.
It's going to last.
Ben's going to have some explaining to do here.
Sorry, boss. But yeah, so other than that, pretty fantastic week.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
okay, well, I mean, if that's the down point of your week, if that's the thorn, then I'd say it was pretty
fucking
much
thorn, but
but the rest were all roses, and I feel like that's pretty good.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah,
I can't complain.
Meanwhile,
I
have so many things to complain about.
That's fair. Pick one. Yeah. Pick one. We'll let you roll with that.
I'm just kidding. I'm mostly talking about the fact that my entire body hurts from literally like muscles in my neck that I didn't know I had hurt right now.
Well,
I'm like, to give a little bit of a backstory, I'm doing this 8-week fitness challenge.
Yeah.
And
sounds awful.
I'm like, well, I really do enjoy it. Like, I'm at the point now where I like look forward to getting up and going to the gym in the morning. But I mean, neck muscles, they ache.
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
Newfound territory.
Yeah, really.
Just wild.
But I mean, other than that, I had a pretty good week too.
All right. Well, let's try to fuck up each other's weeks then.
I'm not going into this trying to fuck up your week. I'm just going into this trying to prove that I'm right, which I guess is the same thing.
I'm going into this to try to fuck up the week. This is how you win.
That's so mean.
I fight to win. But we're talking about whether or not there should be a TV in the bedroom. So I say yes. And my main 3 points that I'll be covering, it helps you de-stress, background noise, which is important for us, and also for comfort. Those are going to be the 3 main topics that I hit on.
And obviously, if you're saying yes, then I'm saying absolutely not. And my 3 points generally are, it doesn't help you sleep at all. It promotes worse sleep. I think this point is really going to hit home for you. Studies have shown that couples who have TVs in the bedroom are prone to having less sex.
Okay.
And worse overall health. Those are 3. Those are pretty convincing. Those are 3 pretty damn convincing points, if I may say so myself.
I mean, they're just topics. You haven't made points yet.
All right.
So,
all right.
So I'll let you go first, though.
No, if you're feeling so confident, then go for it, babe.
Fine. I think I shall. So my reasoning for having a TV in the bedroom, point number 1, it helps you de-stress, which I don't know about you, but we have a lot of stress in our lives, to say the least.
I mean, not as much as some, but more than others, yeah.
More than the average bear. But having a TV in the bedroom can help you de-stress. You can have something on that helps you unwind from the day and kind of gets you to that point where you've unwinded, where you're ready to actually fall asleep. So it's less about like, oh, I can just go and watch this and de-stress in the living room, and then I can just go to bed after that and blah, blah. Like, you can get all the way down to where you are so non-stressed anymore that you can just go to sleep. And also, it would provide an outlet for video games for me, which can help de-stress as well. Depending on the game that I'm playing, I will say. I will preface it with that.
I have yet to see. I think the only video game I've ever watched you play that I didn't see you stress out about was Pokemon Go. And there have even been like moments in that where you were like cursing at the TV like a sailor.
Yeah, I do that.
I don't know if you could say that it de-stresses you. You seem pretty stressed.
No, like that. I mean, I might be frustrated with it, but it does help with de-stress. There are some games that I play that will amp me up and get me a little bit too hyped. So for that counter argument, I do agree that that can happen. But also, being somebody who is smart, I'm not going to play those kinds of games when I'm trying to unwind. And
you're very easy to wind up.
I know that. Yeah, I know.
I literally see you getting wound up right now. Like,
I know. Maybe having a TV in the bedroom would make me de-stress so much where I wouldn't be so wound up all the time.
I'm not convinced, but continue.
Okay. Well, that's the main part of the de-stressing. And again, to counter that argument that it amps me up, I would just be smart about it. And then when I'm ready to go to sleep, I can just go to sleep. Because we currently, right now, we have this thing where it's like, okay, like we're going to bed. And I will also say this, the past couple of nights have been a little bit different because I've stayed up watching something and you're just like, I'm going to go read my book. And that's usually not the case. Usually we're going to bed at the same time.
Right,
so
yeah.
Even if I'm super wound up and amped up, like I'm then in bed and I'm just on my phone for 2-3 hours.
But you've always, I don't really feel like that's even valid because you've always been, the problem with the two of us is that you have always been a night owl and I have always been a morning person.
Yeah.
So that I don't really see how putting a TV in the bedroom would change that. You're still going to be up for hours after I go to sleep. You'd just be doing something different.
Yeah, I'd be doing something more entertaining than being on my phone on social media.
The point of being in bed is not to be entertained.
The point of being awake is to be entertained.
Let's go on. Let's move on to your second point.
All right. Point number 2 for background noise. So we already sleep with a sound machine in our room because if we don't, we can literally hear everything in our apartment complex, which is super annoying. But
I mean, as is the nature of apartment complexes.
Yeah, but Yeah.
Anyways, continue.
Point there. But we already have background noise, so using a TV for background noise is just as easy as using a sound machine. I understand the point you're going to make about the light. You can change brightness on a TV, which is very easy to do.
I wasn't going to make a point about the light. Okay. I was going to make a point about the different types of noise. We use a white noise machine, which is different than a TV. A white noise machine doesn't engage your brain. Dialogue on a TV does. I don't mean to turn this around and spin it back to you, but there's a reason why morning shows and radio make more money than any other part of the day part. Do you want to explain that point?
Do I want to explain why morning drive makes more money than the other day parts?
No, but it's also because, and you were the one who told me this, so don't try and deny it, but people pay more attention to the commercials if they're listening to someone talk before they go into commercials. Listening to people talk, as you would on a TV, engages your brain. White noise doesn't. So unless you're going to set the TV to like some static channel where it's just like that black and white, like speckly thing that takes place.
I mean, if Netflix can get thousands to millions of people to watch a fucking log fire around Christmas, I think I can find something on Netflix that's like, I need to sleep.
I don't know. I haven't come across it yet, but I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. I'm just saying I haven't come across it.
I mean, plenty of people use either TVs or they use music.
But plenty of people,
the noise. It's not
plenty of people also like smoke. It doesn't mean it's good for you.
No, but I thought you were trying to say that people smoke in bed. I was like, you should not be fucking smoking in bed.
Maybe in like the 1960s after like sex. That's the only time I've ever seen that in like movies from the 60s where they like light up a cigarette.
Yeah, just smoking aside, if you are going to smoke, you should
Don't do it in bed. Don't do it in bed. Don't do it in bed.
Yeah, that's a bad idea. So I guess I'll move on to my third point. I'm not feeling great right now.
I can't imagine why.
Oh, shut up. My third point. So as far as comfort goes, so I do want to ask you a question before I get into this point.
Okay.
How many times do you fall asleep on the couch at night before we go to bed?
Maybe once a week.
Once a week?
Yeah.
I think it's higher than that.
I don't think so. When's the last time I did it?
2 or 3 days ago.
When's the time before that?
I don't keep track of when you fall asleep on the couch. I just know that you do. All of a sudden I look over and like your Kindle is like almost falling onto the floor and you're sitting there, just snoring like a bastard. Like,
okay, we don't need to go into my snoring. Okay. That's not what this podcast is about.
All right. Well, you fall asleep on the couch all the time. So if we had a TV in the bedroom, that would just mean that we would probably be in bed watching something, and then you would just fall asleep.
But it's not good quality sleep that I'm getting.
It's still a comfort. Like, are you getting good quality sleep when you fall asleep on the couch?
I'm comforted because I'm on the couch, and it's like the first time all day that I've like my body slowed down.
Yeah,
so that's the comforting part. It's not the TV doesn't have anything to do with it.
I'm not arguing that the TV is making you comfortable. I'm arguing that you would be more comfortable if you were in bed as opposed to being on the couch, which
I don't
is
think
true.
So.
We don't have a TV in our bedroom, though, so you fall asleep on the couch.
I think I'd fall asleep on the couch whether or not the TV's involved. That's what I'm saying. The TV is not the point. It's literally that my body is still and I fall asleep.
So why not do it in bed is kind of what I'm saying. But also that comfort level is, I mean, you're in bed, you're cozy. You don't have to wake up from falling asleep on the couch and then go and get ready.
The only convincing argument for me to bring a TV into the bedroom is literally not having to get up and walk to the bedroom at the end of the night. That's it. That's the only thing that would convince me.
That's right here in my notes is what I'm trying to get at.
But the negatives outweigh the positive. The single solitary positive.
Well, those are all my shitty notes, so go ahead and tear it apart.
You just threw the paper on the floor.
Because apparently I'm not going to fucking win this one, so let's hear your argument.
I really don't think you are. Again, no judgment if you choose to have a TV in the bedroom.
You seem to be judging pretty hard right
I'm
now
not
for
judging.
the counter argument.
I'm not judging. Judging is different than just presenting data,
Okay.
which is what I'm doing.
Well, present your data.
Okay, so like I said, my 3 points: worse sleep, less sex, worse overall health. First point, not only does television in the bedroom keep us up later at night, but there have also been studies that indicate watching TV before bed disrupts your sleep cycle. Removing the TV from your bedroom results in more sleep and better sleep. Your bedroom should be a place that is only for two things that your body associates it with, which is sleep and sex. Those are the two things that you should associate the bed with. And these are all studies. I found numerous articles. One was quoted in the Huffington Post. One I got directly from a college website where the study was conducted.
I'd like to point out that I provided no data for any of my points. No sources. Just my opinion.
And your opinion's valid. I just don't agree.
Well, continue on.
All right. So then, next point. According to a new study published by the Bureau of Economic Research, couples who have a TV in their bedroom on average have 6% less sex than those who do not. The research included 4 million people across 80 countries and 5 continents. There are too many options available. Essentially, we are prone to doing the easiest thing that is available to us, and watching TV, while being less enjoyable, is easier than having sex.
I'm hung up on the 6% part. 6% out of 4 million people?
6% less sex.
Oh.
Yeah, so the people who have the TV in their bedroom are having 6% less sex than the people who do not.
How long did they do this study? Did it say?
It didn't say. It just said the volume of the people.
Because if it was like over the course of like a week, it's like, how did you get to 6%? Like,
okay, but anyways, moving on. This is according to psychologist and sexologist Saranella Salamoni? Her name sounds like something you would get from eating raw fish. But anyways.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Couples who keep a TV in the bedroom have sex half as often as those who don't. Relationship experts say that good sexual relations depend on couples communicating with each other, not sitting side by side watching TV. So when you go to bed with your spouse, if you don't have a TV in the bedroom, you're more likely to talk to each other than watch TV, which is more intimate and more vulnerable, which then leads to sex.
But then you would have to make the same case for cell phones then, because I'm sure
that there's data that supports that. I mean, like I've been told multiple times. There's a reason why I've stopped using my phone an hour before bed. I turn my phone off at 8:30 o'clock. Do that again. 8:30 p.m. every night, and then we go to bed at 9:30. And there's a reason why. It's because it does affect things like sleep and sex.
I think 8:30 o'clock still. I think that's still grammatically okay.
I mean,
it's not.
I think you're deflecting from the points here, but
of course I am. I gave up on winning this.
How are you gonna argue with less sex?
Yeah, as soon as you brought that up, I was like, well, why the fuck am I even gonna do the rest of this episode? Like, this is dumb.
And just to wrap it up and drive it all home, yep. JAMA International Medicine found that sleeping with the TV on in your bedroom may be a risk factor for weight gain, being overweight, and obesity. Young Moon Mark Park, wow, MD. These people really have, apparently if you have a weird name, you get a doctorate. That's what we're learning today. Of the epidemiology branch of the National Institute of Environmental Health Science, said that limiting exposure to artificial light can be effective treatment for obesity. You're less likely to have regulated waking and bedtime patterns, and more likely to have less sleep, wake up at night, take naps, and take longer to fall asleep. Which again, all leads to, if you aren't sleeping while your body is producing, I think more cortisol is the hormone, or the I don't know what it is that's released.
We have a normal name, so we don't have a doctorate.
Yeah, no. Bachelor's is all we got, but but you release more cortisol, which causes your body to hold on to fat.
Okay.
So, less sex, worse sleep, worse overall health.
All points considered. Find us on social media.
Phil sounds so dejected. He sounds so sad.
I just want an excuse to have another goddamn TV.
Also, I'd like to point out the fact that while we don't have a TV in our bedroom, we put one in our guest bedroom, which is sorry, everybody. Yeah. Dooming you to...
I don't want guests having sex in our house. Stop it.
There's a message to everybody out there.
There's your deterrent.
Watch the TV.
There's a TV with
pause
Netflix
off each other.
Everything. I'll hook. I think I hooked the Xbox up. No, the Xbox. I'll hook up the Xbox.
Yeah,
anything.
Just don't have sex. We will, and if you do, just take the sheets with you. Just take them with you.
No, I'm not.
Just take them with you.
At 3 Rings Pod is our handle for Facebook, for Twitter, for Instagram. You can also find us on YouTube if you want to listen to the shows on YouTube. I don't know if it's just easier to keep track of where you are on a YouTube account.
Who knows?
I don't know.
We're presenting options.
We got plenty of options. Yeah. So go on any of those, follow us, like us, and comment and let us know.
Sorry I had to kick your ass so publicly, honey.
Yeah, I mean, nobody comment on this episode. Just listen to the other ones and comment on those ones.
I'm feeling pretty proud of myself right now.
We'll be back next week. So next week we'll be talking about Star Wars movie order. So
what's the correct order to watch them in?
Yes, and
not ranking them.
No, not ranking them. It's just the correct order to watch them.
We're not opening that can of worms.
That's a different fight, and that's going to take way more than 25 minutes or so. But that's going to be next week. This has been the conclusion of this dreadful, awful week.
Thank you guys all for listening. Catch us next week.
Yep.
Bye.